finally, fashionably late on a Monday evening, but it is what it is. It's Outlaw Radio live. Welcome to the show. My name is Kevin Barnes. I'm the host of Outlaw Radio. What I always try to make the point of is that this is pretty much a foundational Black American platform, a safe space, if you will, a locker room to some, a boys' room to many, but it's really just Black men speaking instead of being spoken about. So welcome to the show, man. I hope you get some entertainment, some enlightenment. We have a phone number attached to the show. It is 262-202-5131. Once again, it's 262-202-5131. It's also on the bottom of the screen. And we have a chat room that pops. All we ask is that you share the show. So welcome to Outlaw Radio. All right, razzle dazzle. I got my partner in here tonight, man. He was late with me, right? You know, you and your homeboy skip school, and then y'all walk in the building at the same time.
High as a motherfucker.
We both late. What's going on, man? Chilling, man. Chilling.
Peace, y'all. Peace. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevating thought. And y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the Black woman lover, the Black man's brother, the culture teacher, hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor, the real OG. There go the Seamost man. I'm everywhere.
There you go. And you are, man. You are TikTok. You are Instagram. You are Facebook. You are the news. You the radio. You the media man, right? You the new. in the name of holistic wellness. Dig that, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's some fly shit. I dig. Hey,
and now our kind, the real OGs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, Kev. Dig this. I don't know if y'all got Chat GTP out there. Look up Kamar Carter. Ask Chat GTP who is Kamar Carter. It's gonna say the real motherfucking OG.
The Chat GPT will say you're the real OG.
Damn right.
Okay.
No bullshit, Kev. We found that out in Dallas. We was sitting up tripping and shit, right? Bullshitting around. And Ticey typed up who is Kamar Carter. And it said heavy social media influence. And then it started going into this whole real OG demonstration.
That's what's up, man. That is what's up. And you do it in the name of expanding your business.
But wellness. The real OG. You know, the real OG is about wellness too, quiet as it's kept. You know what I mean? If y'all really watch the reels, like the House of Vitality, it's about wellness of the body. The real OG is wellness of the mind. You know what I mean? Because you see some of these videos, I'm really going into different toxic behaviors and shit and talking about where they come from. I put it in a funny way, but I'm talking about where it come from. Like one of them, for instance, I said one of my toxic behaviors is trust. I got trust issues, right? Because I was one of the dudes she was cheating with. You know what I mean? I wasn't a dude she was cheating on. So you develop trust issues being the other dude too. Straight up, because now you don't trust women.
Right.
In a relationship either. You know what I mean? So it's different stuff. I talk about different traumas that we find have when we coming out of prison and shit. You know what I mean? Talking about detachment issues and shit. So, you know what I mean? The real OG is more like wellness of the, if you really follow.
Yeah, you know what? It's messages and there's always methods to your madness, which is cool. And this whole
my dots connect different.
I get worn. I'm being worn out right now by, I don't know how to word this correctly. I like people who are just, oh man, I don't know. I call them like galactic people, like superhumans. Like all these people who have all these titles, these declarations of I'm the grand, magnificent, energy purveyor of understanding and deep fortitude internally with crystallized methodologies. Like I'd be like, shit, I'm just a normal person, right?
Your spirit on steroids.
Just like some people, we are living in the midst of some great people out here, right? Like, because it's crazy, man. So I get it, it's always one thing people are trying to do is put messages. Like, when people come on now, they have a platform. They want to give you a message. And sometimes I'm just like, damn, I done had enough messages. I need some. Sometimes you need a little ratchetness or something. I don't know. I don't know how you yours. Like okay, enough of this shit. Let me look at
see, and I feel like that's some of the fun part of what I do. You know what I mean? I try to ride that borderline on some of them. You know what I mean? Like the one what I just did yesterday. I said, if you can't fight, you need to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Because niggas don't want to use their pistols no more, or some shit like that. I said, you know what I mean? But I brought it back and reeled it in and brought some sense to it. Like
I saw you start some other shit though on there. I'm always, like I said, I'm always with the foolishness. I seen you start some other shit when you went on there talking about them hookahs, and then you backed it up with another post. Motherfuckers was on fire about that shit. Man, I had such a laugh. I was dying laughing. I don't know, because I feel like we had just said that on the show, like something about like dudes smoking hookahs. I don't know if you did it before.
Don't do this shit. Real OGs don't smoke hookahs.
Right. I just like, and maybe that's why you laugh when I said it. Like, hey, for real though, like I'm already on this. Crazy. I just said, man, and then because and once again, I think it's important that hold on, let me clear this. I think it's important that people say what they want to say. I ain't gonna lie, Kamar, or be whatever they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and do whatever they want to do. Like, if brothers feel like they want to smoke hookah, that's cool. But to me, it looks very
fun with it.
No, but it does look feminine. When I think of smoking hookah, I think of women in bars. Like, you know what I mean? Like they say, oh girl, this is a good hookah spot.
It even sounds like something a girl would do, smoking a hookah.
When they said Trudeau was invented by Arabic men, or I guess
it probably was. It just sounds like a girly name, a hookah. Well, nigga,
I think
I'm rolling.
The way it's done now, too, Kamar, I think they're mostly because they're not smoking that Turkish tobacco or whatever that Arab who invented it was smoking. I guarantee you that. This is like flavored peppermint and strawberry and you know what I mean? And then you just see a bunch of dudes standing around too, like it's like, bro, what you doing, man? What you doing, man? It's good though. If you smoke hookah, shout out to you, man. I just feel like that's that ain't something we do. Not something we don't get ourselves involved in that.
sisters was doing.
I stopped going out so long ago that when I was going out, there was no hookah.
No, me either.
Right, it wasn't doing that. So, it's new. You feel me? So it's just like, okay, I'm not up on that because I don't be out. But even if I was to be out, you wouldn't see me.
I wouldn't have been up on that. If that shit was out back in the day, I wouldn't have been on that shit.
No, I'd have been like, nah, I'm cool.
Nigga, I'm finna go outside and smoke my blunt. I'll be right back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. That's crazy. But yeah, I see you upset the masses with that, man. I'll be cracking up. I'll be watching the reels. I'll be sharing them in the People's News Network. But I still think with football season coming right around the corner, I think that picture of you pissing on the Cowboys goalpost, I think that thing right there is is yet to do the damage that it's gonna do. Wait till the football season. We need to put that shit on a t-shirt. That shit is hilarious.
Straight up. Hey, I just knew that'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Hey, look, listen. And somebody asked me if I wanted to go to the Cowboys game when they play the Packers down there too.
Oh my God, no! Don't do that. Somebody might recognize you. You might not get out of Texas, bro.
Dog, I was thinking about putting it on the shirt, nigga.
Oh my God, you gonna take you gonna take God on one shoulder, boy. Alien super gun on the other.
I don't know if I'll be brave enough to. I don't want to. It ain't that I'm worried about. It's just that I would have to be talking trash with every motherfucker in the stadium.
Right. Well, they're gonna come at you.
That shit get old after a while.
God forbid the Packers lose the game. Then it's really trouble. And it's really
goodness. Then I gotta wear that shit out and hear that shit. Like, say boss
man. Remix, y'all. No, but check this out though. Just the funniest part of this picture is just the way you looking back. Like you really just somewhere taking a piss, and then somebody was like, "Hey, what you doing?" Like, "Oh man, I'm taking the funniest shit in the world to me." Chat room on deck. Mama Jenkins in the chat room. She said, "Good evening, my outlaw family. We are now at 57 homicides in this city. Car accidents ending in death on Hampton plus deadly killing. It's time for a sub police station between Sherman and 60th Street." Yes, I've spoken to the need for satellite police stations. I don't understand why I'm thinking it, but they're not.
These motherfuckers need to be up and down Fond du Lac.
Well, I just think you need to spread out what you have more. I think, you know, it's a whole different talk. We start talking about how to police a large urban area, but this shouldn't be impossible based on the size of the area. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not
right.
Okay, we'll talk about that tonight because I'm going to play the footage from our mayor with the newest initiative to address the traffic issues. It's a new bill. It's called Safe Roads, Save Lives. So I'm gonna play that. It's a pretty long how he explains it, what this is supposed to entail. So I'll play that in a minute, Mama Jenkins. Shout out to you. Dion said real niggas don't smoke hookah. Oh man. Earl Henning said, "Don't be scared, don't be sure. Don't be scared, don't be sure." Okay. I'll tell you what, in regards to hookah, like I probably do got a homeboy who, you know, especially if he was trying to talk to a certain female, he probably would jump. You know how you look up, you see him over there. It's, "What you doing, cuz?" "Man, I'm on shit, about my shit." So yeah, but you know, by and large, that's not something that
hey, but that's what I said though. A lot of motherfuckers do that because of women.
Well, yeah,
I can see niggas going in the club and putting a hookah on the table to attract attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but who's gonna smoke it if we put it on? Like, I'm not gonna be on sitting at nah, man. I don't. And then I guess, but if we were to still be out here, going out and whatnot, and be like, "Us, where we gonna go?" It's like, man, I'm gonna go to this one bar because they got a big ass. They got these hookahs and it'd be plenty chicks in there. So I can see how you end up in a joint where there's hookah at. But I don't want to see you on Facebook talking about what a night was had. Ain't that what everybody be putting under there?
Oh,
you
right.
Like, come on, son. Like, don't do that. Hey, Schoolie, what it do? What it do, fellas? How you doing, man? How you doing? Y'all please share the show. Share the show. What did I have up? Oh, you know, Mondays and Wednesdays. I said that when we're on 7:30 p.m., even though we were late tonight. A Sly Stone passed today. Sly Stone. I always say I'm a funk baby because I was born in 1975. That's kind of like the height of the funk, from Parliament to all those different the Ohio players and you know all this kind of stuff that was going on. JB was still rocking, but I grew up on that music and I became familiar with Sly Stone years ago. I checked because I always thought Sly Stone was more like white alternative, whatever. I didn't think he was, you know, a real funk pioneer on that level like Boosie and George Clinton and all those kinds of individuals, Bernie Worrell, but he's a pioneer and he was 82 years old. So peaceful journey. I hope I make it to 82, Kamar. And I think one of the good things is he actually got his money. He finally was given some justice he had been ripped off, but he had a very, very, very serious drug problem, which is often the story, you know, with some of our greatest. George Clinton, had he not had the issue with drugs, George Clinton would probably be the richest musician in the history of music. He's been sampled and recreated that many times.
Oh yeah.
But man, I mean,
to this day.
Right. It will never stop. It will never stop. There's a Parliament sample in places that you don't even know it's there.
This shit is so genius. Like, it was so genius.
Or the drugs was so damn good, Kamar.
Right.
One of the two.
Yeah, both maybe.
Right. That's right. Mama Jenkins said, well, no one got hurt or killed in the street takeover, but just wait until it arrive on the north side. I don't think we'll do I hope not. I mean, these cats be in stolen cars too much. Not gonna be nothing fixed up or nothing. But yeah, check this out though. You said this weekend, man. This weekend was a monster, man. We haven't been on since last Wednesday. So much stuff happened. It started with the Elon Musk and the Trump beef, right? Elon done stepped off. He done stepped off from Trump. He put some bad juju out there on Trump. Like, yeah, he on the Epstein list. Let's impeach this cat. You know, Trump like, Elon, stop crying. We kicked you out. You knew it was coming. Like, you've been fucking up. Yeah. Then the news that Elon this whole time has been carrying a toolbox full of drugs, from ketamine to mushrooms to like what? Yeah. So the whole time, Kamar, this all, and we've said this a million times, this all seemed very weird.
Yeah, remember we said it was gonna happen, man. We said they was gonna clash. We said that a long time ago.
So yeah, that's what and that's what I'm kind of getting at, is that we almost everything to the letter that we said, and not that we're what's his name, Nostradamus or anything, or we might be. We might be. But from the judges, I said political upheaval. To when I said my faith is in the people, that they will stand against something that's not right. Now we see LA, the riots in LA. Y'all come on now, talk about it, because there's also some stuff here involved that we spoke to as well very early on. Dion, the phone is on. It should be working. Last week was my fault. I apologize. That was me. It was human error. I was trying to do too much. But yeah, no. So we talked about the Latinos for Trump. Remember this, Kamar, this is a very important thing. Latinos for Trump. There was a large amount of Latinos who actually they didn't just wear the t-shirts, they actually did vote for Trump, right? And we said at the time, it's mainly that people are voting against their own interests, in particular the Latinos. And we talked about our people's relationship with Latinos. And this is where the discussion of delineation came into play at, in which I said people always self-identify. They always say who they are. They always say where they're from. I'm from Mexico. I'm from, Ecuador. I'm from Germany. I'm from Ireland. Black people's foundational blacks, we from here, right? And people had a problem with it, right? And then I said that every time we out there in the streets, and we are the poster children, not for civil rights because we got all the wins and all the rights. We just been done worse. And even when the legislation or policy was passed, we were the last recipients of anything that came down. So I said all that to say, there's rioting in LA. They are, of course, LA, California, of course, the West Coast is against ICE and this illegal immigration seas and these detainees. Yes, that's it. There's a lot of Latino people out there. Now, come on. I seen somebody say, black people, FBAs, stand down. We shouldn't be out there with them. We shouldn't be holding them down, because I guess there's a sentiment that came out of LA. It was like, well, all of a sudden you heard Latino people saying, well, black love and brown love, and black people's like, nah, we cool. Y'all ain't never really helped. And I'm sure that there are a ton of Latinos in LA who, when it went down back in the days, and especially in 92 in LA, I know some Latinos probably got active behind Rodney King. But what do you think? How do you think? Should black people be like, whatever, or should we pay close attention to say something else we talked about, in which Donald Trump turning the United States military against its own citizens? We also talked about that too very early on. So I know that's a lot, but where you sitting at on the LA riots as we know them right now?
Well, it's weird, right? Because I could see it on both ends. You know what saying, and I can agree on both sides. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like really call it. Like, should we stand down? I kind of feel like it's part of me to feel like if you really feel like you out there and protest and do something, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? But then it's another part where I understand what they saying. You know what I mean? But sometimes when you're trying to make shit right, sometimes you got to put the best foot forward first to gain trust. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm all over the place with it. I really don't know how I would call it. I wouldn't tell nobody nothing as far as what to do because I don't know.
Okay. Now, the governor of California has been threatened that he will be detained because I guess he is interfering, similar to the way we had the judge here, the lady judge who, I don't know, she helped Enrique out down the hallway or something. It's like, come this way or some shit like that, right? Like, but she was detained.
Definitely let him out the wrong door.
Right. Well, yeah. Come down this secret hallway. Oops, I wasn't supposed to show you this. I'm just saying. I feel like
I ain't never been down that hallway.
Right. Right. There's a lot of us.
I'm from here.
Right. Unless you are a sheriff deputy or bailiff, or it's supposed to be a special hallway. but so he said, he came on Twitter and he said they said that you're supposed to be looking for me. Come get me, tough guy. It's the governor of California, and he's suing Trump for this whole deal. Okay, and so I don't. They're the image of the Mexican individual, the brother standing on the truck with the Mexican flag with the smoke in the background, and then so now 700 Marines. Now the Marines are in California. It ain't just the National Guard no more. Go to the chat room. Let me go to chat room.
Now that's gotta suck, right? To be in the military right now and you gotta follow orders from this dumb motherfucker.
Right. What's going to happen with? He said, what is going to happen with WNOV now that the CEO passed? Well, are you talking about Mr. What's his name who owned Mr. Jones? Did he pass? Okay, I wasn't aware of that. And I wouldn't know. I thought his daughter, I had a conversation with WNOV about doing some Outlaw radio over there. And I thought his daughter was running it. I don't know. We'll see. I think he should be given some light if he passed, because he's definitely a pioneer in Milwaukee in terms of what he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just establishing however critical I am of the black media here, the black mainstream, or I guess you would call it terrestrial television, is very paltry. But he was one who made it happen. Hell, you get your own radio station, do what you want to do. You don't like what you see in the Journal Sentinel, start you a newspaper.
Right.
I've met him before. So yeah, I didn't know. I don't know. I can't answer that question, Earl. Gary Walker Jones said, don't feel sorry for them. 60% of them voted thinking they were going to get rid of us. She said, I guess they fucked around and found out. She said, I guess they fucked around and found out. Okay.
Definitely. I agree with that. I didn't say I felt sorry for nobody. Don't get me wrong. Just make that clear. I feel bad for my people.
Ewok, shout out to Ewok, man. Shout out to Ewok out in AZ. He says, I'm not even being stereotypical. Latinos are naturally people who will undercut you. He said they do it on job sites, and as you see, they don't support their own people who try to make it over here. They pull the ladder up after they get in. Ooh, okay. I can say this. I don't have any like Latino acquaintances. Like I'm not really cool with I've met some cool Latinos. Don't get me wrong. I mean, shit. But right now I don't have one on my friend list. Like, hey, Julio, what's happening? So I don't know. There's a couple who live over here. One thing I can say about them, they mostly are going to stick with themselves. Like, they're not going to really fuck with you. Right. Unless you live right next door to one, you and him might get cool. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might get tight just because, when two men, I'm over here with my family, you over here with your family. It's like, yeah, okay, we over here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I moved next door to a white dude, and I know he's all of a greaser, if not a redneck.
A lot of
We
people
ended up actually being real cool just out of the respect of us being men.
A lot of people are taught not to fuck with us
Yeah.
until they learn about us different.
I got that motherfucker cool.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of, especially other nationalities. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been vending down there at the Fondy Market, right at the farmers market down there for some years now, and like it really took the Asians a couple years to really start warming up to. And now they cool. They be giving me vegetables, giving me free shit and all, putting me on the new types of vegetables and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like a lot. That's what I said. Sometimes it takes for people to put the best foot forward. Now, I ain't the type to go. I ain't. It's what I'm really trying to get out of is going back and forth with black people about their business. And that's why I said, like, I ain't finna argue with nobody about what they want to do. Like, whether you want to go help them people, go help them people. If you don't. You know what I'm saying?
I still want to know how people feel about it. Just for shits and giggles, conversations.
Right. I know that was my answer. Now I was kind of replying to the sister who had said something about don't worry about them. And I'm like, no, I mean, or don't feel bad about them. And I said, no, I don't feel sorry. You know what I mean? I feel bad for my people.
Now, this is Ace. He says, man, bump them folks. They should have partnered with us when we wanted a coalition. They started using them some white supremacist talking points. Me living out on the West, they want to think we won't defend ourselves. He said they don't respect us. All they do is cherry pick off everything the FBI accomplishes. So bump them people collectively. They are cool individuals, but collectively they don't care for us. Okay, Ernest. I mean, Ace. I hear you. It's Earl Henning. He says, grew up on First and North Avenue. I have plenty of Puerto Rican friends. That's what's up, man. I don't.
That's what I say. You know what I mean? Like I done been to the joint, and like I done had some cool ass Puerto Rican buddies. You know what I'm saying? Partners out there. And like even when I was working a job, you know what I'm saying? So I say, like, I feel like once they get to know you and shit, you know what I mean? It be kind of different, but they are still conniving. Like I know even in the workforce, the motherfuckers used to feel like they was one of them people in charge. You know what I'm saying? So they feel like they some of them, I would say, feel like they white too.
I don't know. Like I said, I've worked with some, I've met some, I've made acquaintances, but I never really been embraced by any. Juice Lady, I'm trying to wait for you to get yourself settled. I see you like.
But even with all that,
what's going on?
Nothing much. I ain't gonna be settled. I'm cooking, so.
Okay, I didn't know. I know you was, stirring up some Jiffy Mix, trying to make some cornbread or something.
No, whatever. Anyway.
You on mama duty. That's what's up.
Oh no, that was last week. I'm free now, so I'm making dinner for myself. I was too late to go get the food I wanted, so I'm gonna make a little meal for myself. Have some little leftovers.
There you go, some fried asparagus, right?
I love some asparagus, man, but not today. We're just gonna make a little Alfredo. Asparagus on fire
every day, at least 3 times a week, 4 times, 4 times a week.
Salmon.
I'm a fan of it. That's right, salmon.
I eat a bundle. Hey, listen, I steam up a bundle of asparagus and eat it just like that.
Damn.
Put some garlic powder, onion powder on it.
I like it the same way. I'm a fan of asparagus like that, but then I just know too much and make your pee smell weird and makes your body burst. Yeah, but I'm a fan of it. That's my shit. I like it. I love it.
Earl Henning is shouting you out, Courtney. Earl Henning says, hey, beautiful, how you doing?
I am well. How are you?
Kerry Walker Jones said, all them foreigners let the missionaries hype them into believing they are better than we are. See, this is the kind of vitriol this is why I said I wanted to know what people think, right? Because I automatically, when I see any group of people suffering anywhere or under duress or under fire, I'm like, damn, there's kind of like I would say more of an empathy, not necessarily sympathy, but I'm like, damn, that's crazy that they gotta go through this. Like, because in my community, we've seen civil unrest. And a lot of times when we clowning, people are against whatever it is off top. Oh, they so stupid. They burning their own shit up. Look at them. They tearing their own neighborhood up. I haven't heard that sentiment for the Latino thing. I've heard people say, hey, no, these people are fighting for their rights. They're being violated. Everybody except Charleston White. Charleston White came out and said, send the Marines in, use the guns, kill on sight.
Hey, look. Hey, listen, let me tell you what Charleston White do. This is what he do to get a rise out of black people. He say everything a racist white man would say. And then that's what he do, man. That's Uncle Ruckus, man.
And the funny part was it was two like black dudes there. I think he probably caught them off guard. I don't know where they were, but they was like trying to say, no. He was like, man, fuck them people. You know how he be like, yeah, fuck them. Yeah. Marines, shoot on sight, Marines. This America. You don't like America? Like, I'm like, this dude's crazy. I have figured his rhythm out now. I do think there are some things he said that have been over the line and out of pocket, but I do understand what he does now, because he will bring this super heat, and then he'll sit down and he'll talk like he's a normal person.
Yeah.
And you be like, oh shit, he right. But then I can't get past the bullshit. Stop
he
it.
He said that he likes to get our attention that way. He say, he say the bullshit to get our attention, and then after he get our attention.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to insult me to get my attention.
Ain't nobody gonna listen to him if he just talk good shit. If he just say smart shit just plainly, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna be booking him.
I think at this point he's earned enough credibility where I think people will still listen to him, Kamar. As a matter of fact, he is good. Even when he's kicking real shit, he's still cynical as a motherfucker. He's still so what I'm saying is he's talented enough to not have to resort to that.
He said it himself. Wasn't nobody listening to him until he started saying stupid shit.
Yeah, but you done this shit now for about 7 years. You got all the attention you need. I mean, okay, whatever.
I agree with you, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever works for him. Like, and he eating off of it. So who am I to say? Shit, that's his job now. Mariah Johnson, how you doing, cuz? Oh, she said, hey, family, how you doing, cuz? Love. This is Carrie Walker Jones. She said we empathize with them while they hate us. My Asian client told me that as a child, she was taught that we were the devil, don't trust us, and we are stupid and ungrateful. Wow. Kamar just said that. He just said sometimes people are taught not. There's Native Africans who will tell you they were told that when they came here.
All other nationalities are taught this coming into the country. Like, first off, they learn it from the media. The media only show our bullshit. So they see our bullshit, and that make them want to stay away from us in itself.
Yeah.
So they don't trust us. We doing it to each other. So what the fuck they gonna trust us for? And then they going through this thing talking where they tell them, don't trust them, niggas. And y'all niggas too. And you know what I mean?
Okay. So here's the deal. I pray that a bunch of people don't get slaughtered, but there is some some indicators that they may be a little bit more pressed to run into the fray and sacrifice themselves because of the solidarity that they have. You know, with us, it's a little bit like when shit get hot, it's like, hey man, you gotta say your own ass, bro. Like, but they gonna be like, listen, I'm not leaving you, man. I'm going to stay here with you.
Hey, listen. I do hope that their mission get accomplished.
I don't know what they can get accomplished.
Well, whatever it is, I'm just speaking. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking, right? Like, I don't know if it can be. I'm just saying, I hope it's accomplished. Whatever it is they fighting for, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because they're going against Trump now. They banging against the administration. You know what I mean? So I hope they do win.
But this is also a very pivotal moment in his presidency. The second one is that within his first, 200 days, you've already had the United States military, the Marines, assigned and deploy against American citizens. Well, they're not citizens; they're immigrants and whatever. Okay. But early, it didn't even take long. You know what I'm saying? So if this is how we start, I don't know where this actually ends at, because you can just make it conditional to take anybody. At this point, that's what he's making it legal to do. Is like, whoever I say you are and you shouldn't be here, you got to go. I don't give a fuck who you are. It's just starting with Latinos. And I still think this could be done in a diplomatic fashion. I think that if you say, hey, well, we're going to tighten up our borders and we're going to start really making sure that these immigrants here, if they commit crimes, they get deported. There's nothing wrong with that. When we start running up in schools and terrorizing the community on some Gestapo shit, it's like, this is, once again, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. And so this is one of the things about Trump, is that Trump has a total lack of diplomacy. He's just a habitual line stepper. Like, fuck your rights. I don't care about this shit. It'll make me sign an executive order. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out. I just wanted to approach it from the perspective of us newly delineated foundational Black Americans. Courtney, I muted your mic because it sounded like you had some chicken frying or something.
It is some chicken frying, but I was gonna say my kids' grandparents, they're worried about this just spreading to everyone, because even with them going to family reunion, they're like, hey, we need the birth certificate, we need some photos that kind of got their name, just in case they try to snatch the kids and say that these kids are something else and don't belong to us. And yeah, that's crazy. We're at it. I don't know.
If you're an American, you know you're an American. And if you illegal, your ass know you illegal too. So yeah, buckle up.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the new IDs is all about too, man. Why you can't fly, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a problem and all that shit. It's all about this immigrant shit.
Travel ban.
Because they just made new IDs, didn't they?
Yeah, this whole the what is it called? Because my wife was on me about getting one with the star on
the
it.
real ID.
Real ID.
Real ID.
Right?
Yeah.
And so if you don't have one of them, fuck your passport, right? It's like,
hey, look though, but
you ain't official.
They postponed that deadline for you to have that, because I was just in Texas and we flew back, and we never got to start. I went, but when I went to go get it, I didn't know what all I was gonna need. I had to go get a birth certificate, and then you need two forms of two things to show where you live.
Okay.
Everybody, if you didn't get it and you want to get it, that's what you're gonna need: a birth certificate and two proofs of your address.
Did they push the date back in Wisconsin? I thought it was like the 15th of May.
I thought it was May 7th. No, because my mom said that it was. My mom said it was packed going up to May 7th, because that was the deadline.
Whatever it is, it's federal, so it's the same date everywhere.
Yeah, I think it was May 7th.
What they did, all they did at TSA, they just gave us a red piece of paper, right? That said we didn't have our ID or the right ID. And if they decided to check us, do another check on us, they was going to do an extensive search. Like, are you really who you are? And that's what really made me feel like, hey, I bet you they sweating immigrants and shit just like this. If you ain't got no ID, you got this red thing, we sweating your motherfucking ass.
Well, yeah, I'm shit. I mean, listen. I mean, if you're illegal in this country right now, or your cousin is illegal, or your friends is illegal, or you work at the job where it's a few illegal people, you know whether you're illegal or not. So you should be very fucking concerned. You should be very, very worried. Like, even if your family, if y'all all here and y'all done all came up here from Juarez, and your people up here because they was trying to get away from some shit, and oh man, this is fucked up. We got to be careful, because just walking to the store and they pull you over.
Just like that. Won't nobody ever see him again.
Gone.
Just like that. And that's sad as shit, man.
Shit, man.
You go to a school and take a motherfucking child, and what the fuck?
Leaving on the midnight train to Mexico.
You don't know shit.
She said it's.
I think it's why they sending people back to places they're not even from. Like, that's the thing. Like, damn, you send me to Ecuador and I'm from Mexico. Like, what am I supposed to do there?
Trump always put some vagabond in important positions, though. He was just a bus driver. Now he's over federal immigration travel. Like, what the fuck? A said, I just want to know why they chose to listen to the very motherfuckers that colonized their country. We've been trying to tell them who these Caucasians were. Even after the Caucasians shit on them as well, we do it too. I feel like our race got battered women syndrome. Shit, that's tough. Ooh, Kerry Walker Jones said he's hitting the Latinos at the borders, Asians and others at the schools, and in the pocketbook. That's what the tariffs. He said a lot of the tariffs was they were bringing illegal crime in Canada. He was on their ass like they allow contraband in their country. So yeah, this dude is, it's a war. But I tell you what, there's a lot of black people who love Donald Trump. And it is the most exhausting conversation you can ever have. I'm telling you, man, Kamar, I'm to the point where I just don't want to do it no more. I don't want to argue with Trump, with like black Trump supporters, just because it's just a fruitless pursuit. They're going to have a million reasons why he's doing good, right? And when you say, but so and so, they'll say, oh, you believe that white media, you believe what they telling you. And then you ask them, well, how you know what you know? Because I know what the real news is. I got the real information. I said, oh, you got the white people who tell the truth, because all this shit come from them.
All right, house nigga. Sound like a house nigga to me.
I don't know. It's just
sound like a house nigga. I got the news, nigga. I got the news from the house. I don't get the same news.
All right. You been talking to them niggas. I be talking to Massa and them. What you don't know what talking about?
I heard him talking about it in the house.
I heard something on the radio, and dude, he was making a little bit of sense. You know what I'm saying? He was a Trump supporter. He was like, look, DEI ain't got nothing to do with us. It's about the white woman. The white man is tired of the white woman, and she who benefits the most. He's trying to cut her ass off. And I was like, I said, you know what? I said, you know what? I said, okay, I see that.
Dion, I told you the phone is on. If you have it, maybe you should call to see if it's working first. I don't know. That's the second time I told you it should be working. I never can tell until someone calls. Look, I'm not, once again, we tell the truth about DEI. It wasn't really about just DEI for me. Like I recognize a white nationalist and a white nationalist regime when I see it. I see it. It's there. And what happens is they'll take anything bad that he's done or any lie he's told, any crazy shit he's done, and they just will not even talk about it. They'll just say, but he did this. And I'm like, wait a minute, you just named one thing, and I just named off like 7 things, but you just brushed all that under the rug. So it's just a useless argument. And the more crazy shit he does, you still can't get them to say, nah, this is wild right here. You know what I'm saying? Now Trump shouldn't be doing this or that. Now, Dion, we're gonna see if we can test this phone, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Courtney,
I can hear you.
Courtney, can you hear Dion on your end?
I can hear Dion.
Okay, y'all let me know. I think I fixed what the problem was.
What Kamar go?
I don't know. He had some audio difficulties, so he had to back out. Maybe he had to reboot his modem. I don't know. What's up with you, man?
Oh man, you already know. You don't even need to really ask that what's going on like that. You already know I hate my job. But anyway, though, so the whole thing about Trump, see, this is the thing though, bro. We've been telling people this since the election with Project 2025. This is a blueprint from that. What they're doing is they're fighting multiculturalism. You understand what I'm saying? So they're going after people that we'll say the weakest link and seeing how it works. People that aren't naturalized citizens, undocumented workers, and the list goes on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? See, that is the whole thing what these people are doing. And not only that, they're practicing they are practicing eugenics, but that's down the line though. But it's another step to it. I can't think of it. It got something to do with the birth rate. That's one reason why they fought so hard to end abortion, because they felt like the white population wasn't replenishing themselves and the rebirth rate of children was way up under what they're expecting. You understand what I'm saying? So that was one of the things that's another step in the plan. But right now, what they're practicing is the trying to end multiculturalism. So they're trying to rid people that are not from the United States, because what they feel is, in their mind, with the white Christian nationalists, they feel like America is a nation for white people by white people, like Tupac said, "A white man's world." And these people, I honestly actually feel that. Now, I heard, because I didn't know if the phone was working. I had just woke up not too long ago when you was talking about the thing with Elon Musk and Trump. My whole thing with that thing about Elon Musk and Trump, see, it's big. Like, I'm not even thinking about their feud, but this man had access to every piece of information about every American. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling. Like, he's a tech genius, and I ain't gonna say he per se is a tech genius, but he probably got a team of tech geniuses behind him to work on his board. Ain't no telling that he ain't tapped in our communication system, as far as in the cell phones, our television, as far as with FCC, our television, radio broadcasts, all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think to be honest with you, you were so close to Trump, and then, Trump carried what they call a football. I know you know what the football is, but for people that don't know what the football is, anytime the president go anywhere, he always carry a briefcase with him, which is the nuclear missile codes, where he can launch them from anywhere in the world. Maybe he could have put a shadow on that. You know what I'm saying? Where even though the codes are changed every day, or maybe he got some type of we just don't know. The only thing you can do is, like, use your mind, and it's limitless.
Are you standing with the Latinos in LA?
Well, goddamn well I don't care about no Mexicans.
Okay, I guess that's a no.
We don't have no allyship. That's what we gotta. Man, listen, man. We as black people, I don't care, and this is my opinion. We are the weakest group of people it is. We want to try to stand with everybody. When they first was deporting them, we standing with them when we seen the men on horses chasing the Haitians. Oh my God, this baby's is swimming. As soon as it comes time for us to get kicked in the ass, you don't hear nothing. We standing by ourselves. No, we have no solidarity with no one. We have to worry about ourselves.
Let me get the chat room for a second. Let me get to the chat room for a second, because I don't want to get behind too far.
Don't get there.
Ace is saying, "Hey Kev, they will tell you that Trump fucked up after he's out of office, just like they did with Bush. Tell Dion, explain eugenics. I don't think a lot of people understand what it is. Hold on. Oh, shit." Ewok said that DEI shit hits more than just one situation, but the job of it is to stir up racism. It's also Trump's excuse to try to remove black success from history.
I know that's right. You think he took Jackie Robinson off the website? They took a couple black folks off the website, off the State Department website.
Well, I think they had taken some.
They put them back, but
down and stuff like that. But I think that they did put them back up. And I mean, so just to that, just a piece, just a small portion of that. If you take all the Jackie Robinson memorial photos down, it doesn't erase Jackie Robinson. His story is too ingrained, because if not, then you can never talk about baseball. And white people love baseball. So even if you take his picture out your office or whatever, I'm just saying, to me, that doesn't mean, oh shit, they trying to, it's a lot more to Jackie Robinson than just a photo or a statue.
to me, Kev, that's the way to slowly erase it. Because after your generation is gone, my generation is gone. If nobody would talk to these younger generations about Jackie Robinson, then kind of it's like he didn't exist.
There's movies made about Jackie Robinson.
But all they got to do is pull them shit, just like they've been banning books. All they got to do is pull them.
They haven't pulled them though. They haven't pulled them.
Not yet. Luckily, but I'm just saying it is that easy. If they did want to just start erasing Black History, pull that. Let's cut that film. Cut that nigga off the website. Like, it could be a thing. Is what I'm saying. It could, if they wanted to.
Anything can pretty much happen. I don't put like there's always hell. Rabbits can lay eggs and it becomes Easter. I don't know. I'm just saying, to this point, I feel like Jackie Robinson, just that name is so as their streets name that, like, okay, Okay, we'll go with that. As far as the
But I mean,
DEI,
it was more people than just him. It was just the point of them doing that because it was a couple people besides Jackie Robinson. So
well, we had
people that weren't as notable.
we can blame Trump for that, but we had that already in place in Wisconsin before he became president. Matter of fact, we agreed to it before just to get the money from the state. The city said no. Well, we won't teach. DEI is over. Like they did that before Trump. So people blame Trump, but it's already like the assaults on project. What is it? Project 14, 16. I can't remember. 16, 19, whatever it was. All of
16, 19.
Yeah, 16, 19. All of that stuff. Critical race theory. That was under assault years ago. So it's whatever. Earl Henning said, "Fuck Donald Trump." I got you. He said, "Fuck Donald Trump." But no, with the DEI thing, I don't. That didn't upset me all that much when it happened. And I'm just gonna be honest and transparent with you. I had actually shout out to Walter Lanier. At my job, we are required. Everybody has to host a DEI event when it was still popping. And I brought Walter Lanier on to talk about why DEI wasn't working and why it wasn't for us. I didn't know all this shit was gonna happen. So and that was like last year. Trump wasn't even in office. I don't even think he was really in full running yet. And we talked about on there how like all this DEI shit and all this cultural sensitivity training is just lip service because you're not actually changing your hiring practices. You know what I mean? You ain't giving us jobs and positions in that regard. It's just a heartfelt conversation where I get to sit around with a bunch of white dudes who say, "I really realize now I was white. I grew up with white privilege. I grew up in Whitefish Bay. My dad was a lawyer." Like, and I'm like, why do I got to sit here and hear this shit?
But see, the whole thing about DEI, we just keep on looking at it as affecting us, but it's not so also about us though. It's people that have handicaps. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't know if you ever seen the little lady and the man at Walmart that ain't got no half a body and no arms and shit, or the little lady at Walmart that
you care
in
about
the wheelchair.
Right. You care about him or you?
No.
Wait. Because you just said you don't care about nobody, so you care about
hold on. So you jumping the gun. It ain't so much about them though. You know what I'm saying? It's just about. I believe everybody deserve a fair shot. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about the Mexicans because they came over here illegally. But shit, they deserve a fair shot. You know what I'm saying? If they can re-enter the country and come here legally, hey, you know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is like we keep on just looking at this diversity, equity, and inclusion just about us. And don't get me wrong, I see the
import. We worried about anything else except for what pertains to us at this point? I don't think we should be worried about whether gays or women or disabled people.
It's handicapped black people. It's handicapped black people. It's blind black people.
Well, if you're gonna say black handicaps, then that changes it.
Yeah, it's handicapped black people. It's
okay, so
black people,
but as long as they're black,
it
don't matter. It don't matter what their condition is. If they're black, I just said we should be worried about us. I don't care. It was more than other people who get the right. We know that, and we know we was last in the gift line. We didn't benefit from that shit.
Even with the diversity on being, like, say for instance, I'll give you a prime example, diversity. And this is is real minor. But I was working with a guy. Excuse me. We was over there doing recycling. He kept on saying these people. We were in the neighborhood of 23rd and Cherry, Galena, all over there. That's a majority Hmong's over there, but it is black people. You understand what I'm saying? So why that these people don't know how to use their recycle? Who is these people? You know what I'm saying? Just having some racial sensitivity towards other people, because we as black people, quote unquote, they want us to have, they get tired of, you're blaming us and racism was so long ago. I never owned a slave, but you know what I'm saying? They want us to have racial sensitivity, but they need racial sensitivity also towards other people. You feel what I'm saying? Like just little shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
So you believe DEI should still exist so that they can get the sensitivity training they need? That's what you're saying?
Do I believe it should still exist? Anything where you're making just where another person who ain't lived the life you lived and look through the lenses of your eyes can understand some of the things and maybe have a little empathy on towards what you went through. Like when the Sherman Park thing was going on, I was working out there, you know, with the white people. Y'all burning down y'all community. This ain't our fucking community, but they don't understand the pain and the hurt. It wasn't so much about, it was about Seville Smith, but the pain and the hurt that every time white people encounter a black man, even though it was a black officer, but anytime, we just say anytime police. Look what happened to Tyrese Nichols over there in Memphis.
Let me ask Kamar. Let me ask Kamar, because I don't hear you talk about DEI a whole lot. Obviously, as an entrepreneur, you ain't been forced to sit through DEI meetings at work, right? Like you ain't. We gotta sit here 2 hours and hear a feminist lesbian from the Lesbian Association of America come and explain their whole movement to us. I got to sit here and watch this goddamn video and this PowerPoint and all this shit, right? So I've been in the trenches, as they say, with the DEI at work. So what you think? Do you think, like, was it even necessary? Did it help us? You think it should be reinforced? What's your take on this?
No, it didn't help us at all. I don't know nobody that told me that said they got a job through DEI.
Okay.
Or a higher position through DEI. I don't know nobody, and I'm talking about people in my community.
Unless they work for a DEI program
also,
that the job started.
It's also a fact. It's a fact that black people was the last on the list as far as benefiting from DEI. So we shouldn't even be having this fucking conversation about, you know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? Like, we ain't in it. You dig what I'm saying? Like, we ain't in it. I don't know why I ain't talking about the conversation. I'm just talking about black people, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was never part of it. Like, why did that become a focus on us? Because when you look at the list, you see white women benefited from it. Right? Now, I also feel like, since you're talking about white supremacist men who's getting rid of DEI and white women being a top of it, I feel like they lock their own women down a notch again too.
Most definitely, women voted for Trump. They were big Trump supporters too. They voted against their own interests.
I know, and I'm just saying, like, you know how, like, all through history, like, how they couldn't vote before. Like, white women couldn't even vote at one point in time. So, like, this is not even knocking them a step back.
Well, just like,
I'm just saying that furthers the plan for getting rid of DEI. Is more, they get more benefit out of it.
It's just like the asinine pursuit of cutting welfare and SNAP benefits and food share, when statistically white people receive more of that shit than we do. On the surface, it looks like, oh, you trying to hurt black people, but they get more of that money than us, so it's going to hurt them. So, like you said, for him to go and get rid of DEI hurts the white woman, which is what a nationalist, what a white nationalist man is going to do. That's what a white nationalist male is going to do.
Now but even though more white people sit down and shut the fuck up and do what the hell we say too.
Who's that?
Even though more white people,
I'm talking about this is how they feel towards white women doing that.
Oh yeah, get your ass.
Now they gotta sit down and shut the fuck up and do what we say too now. Yeah. Everybody gotta sit down, shut the fuck up and do what we say.
Go ahead, Dion.
But even though more white women or white people have benefited from a lot of the programs, because none of these programs were geared towards helping minority people, but we still benefited from it. You know, and I preached to the mountaintops about the FHA loan, you know, about Pell Grant.
But I don't know that that's DEI though. That's not necessarily DEI. You got that years before DEI even came along.
But DEI been around though. It just wasn't to the forefront like it is. You know what I'm saying?
It had never, and I've been working professionally for 25 years. DEI was never a thing. You had equal opportunity. You know that the laws, the civil rights laws that were passed in the 60s. You had that, and you had what was supposed to be equal opportunity. And in Wisconsin, they tell you when they hire you, we are at will organization. I mean, we can hire your ass and fire your ass. You don't. Only certain places have a union. So, but when it actually came to now, we're calling this specifically DEI, and we're gonna have a training and we're gonna have a presentation every month. Like you have to do this, and there's a DEI department where people. That's why I was saying to Kamar earlier. He said, And I agree with him that it didn't necessarily directly benefit us unless you got a job working somewhere where they had just started a DEI department. But you no longer have that job, so you don't got to worry about that no more. But I wanted Dion, you said something about eugenics.
They said.
Hold on, you said something about eugenics, and I wanted to. Let me get this chat room because it's overflowing. A says, Kev, these people have waged war on us. What more do they have to? I think he means do to us to show us. That includes the lying-ass Democrats. We don't have realistic representation in any of these parties. We are used to make them rich. Kerry Walker Jones says that's just like slavery. It can never be erased, and it pisses me off to hear foreigners talking about we are dwelling on the past, but unfortunately, our history was erased by white people, so we have to start from that past in order to move forward. Our history pre-slavery, right? People always say, well, they never talk about us before slavery. It didn't start with slavery. Ewok says, Kev, they using it to say black people didn't earn it, but he got an ex-Cub Scout running the Pentagon. Yeah, the people who he hire are more like DEI hires, right? Like, hey, I know you were a janitor today. You want to run the FBI? Yeah, fuck it. Why not? Like, all right, you hired and shit. Like, so yeah, that's the tragic irony of Trump, right? Like he's after this DEI hire. And I get the metaphoric use of it now, Kamar, where somebody will say, if you walk in and you're the only black person and you just got hired and you got a position, they're gonna say, you know, he's really a DEI hire, right? That's just another way of saying token ass nigger now, right? Yeah, like we know what it is now. It's like woke now. Like woke is a dirty word for white people. If he want to insult your ass, he said, let me guess, you're woke. And they all start laughing and shit. You be like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm black. Yeah, I'm woke. What you talking about?
I swear.
It's linguistics, man. Liberal used to be that trigger word. Yeah, fucking liberals. That's that's another way to say nigger lover to them. Their parents beating up MPS teachers now. That didn't just start. Another parent beat up another teacher. Ewok said he got the ex-wife of a fucking wrestler running the Department of Education, but no black people qualify. We can't just ignore the bullshit. Who's ignoring it? Who ignoring it? I don't know why y'all acting like I'm pro-Trump or something. Like I'm not. Just because I said I don't see I think DEI was bullshit and I wasn't that upset when they got demolished. That don't mean I don't understand.
Like I said, hey, they shouldn't be mad because, like I said, black people was last on the list to benefit from DEI. That's a fact. Look it up.
Well, can I say something real quick before we move on?
Go ahead.
Because the thing about it is we're just looking at the word diversity, equity, inclusion. But as I use Google, and I don't know if you guys believe Google anymore, the DEI initiatives have been around for decades with the root of the civil rights movement. So we're just solely looking at this word. But if there's little things that's part of, erase DEI, Civil Rights, Equal Hiring Act, what's that? They don't look at race, religion, and all that, sex, race, and all that shit. So all that was part of the DEI world. Now they can discriminate against you.
Hey, hold on, check it out though. But dig this. Civil Rights
you got a computer in front of you and you got
hold on.
Just Google.
Both of y'all, we yelling over each other. Hold on.
Right.
No, I'm talking to you, Kev.
Yeah, but everybody's talking at the same time.
Hey, we talking at the same time and we also saying the same shit. You know what I mean? First off, we saying the same thing. But what I'm saying is I just wanted to correct what's my man's, like, civil rights wasn't for black people either. That shit was for everybody. Just like DEI. That shit ain't for us. Like we said, we going back and forth about DEI and we saying the same thing. It wasn't for us.
But Kamar, I've said this a million times. We were the ones who innovated activism, right? We were the ones who had a march on Washington. We had the leaders who were great orators, and Martin Luther King was us. Malcolm was us. Huey P was us. These other cultures in the country who benefited from it, they didn't spearhead the movement. So we kind of got the poster child. But like you say, if you think about what civil rights actually mean, and it actually got signed because we know MLK had some sway in the White House. He was able to go and talk to presidents. It ended up benefiting everybody. But nobody jumped in until the shit got sweet, and then that's when everybody was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, civil rights."
I feel like I feel like the problem is they didn't know the lingo. They didn't know what the words meant, probably. Because, like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, we'll sign off to some civil rights, but we ain't going to sign off to no black people rights.
No, it wasn't Black People Day.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like, the lingo, they had to use that lingo and hope we would get some action in there.
Dion, I wanted to ask you this question as well as give you a chance to kind of, pop your thing. But I heard you say something about, you referenced civil rights and you referenced all the kind of history of the struggle for equal rights and anti-discrimination and all this kind of stuff in the country. I think they're all separate entities. I think you taking DEI and you're lumping it in, and I think it's inaccurate. I said it's inaccurate because there's really no DEI legislation. You're talking about the Civil Rights Act was a act that was signed. It's a bill. There's no DEI bill. It became a semi-policy in places of employment in companies. Like I said, because if it was, it wouldn't have been that easy to abolish because of these judges with a job, man, and they still tried. But I'm just saying there is a difference. The actual terminology and the real establishment of DEI itself, as we know it right now, just started a few years ago, post George Floyd. So when I hear what you're saying in terms of, well, these were DEI kind of, of course, Wikipedia is the most dependable source of information because anybody can go in there and change anything.
This ain't Wikipedia. This is AI.
AI is the same thing. Once again, I think that when we talk about the structure of DEI, it has no legal merits. It's not a legal system. Nobody's going to face a lawsuit because you violated my DEI rights. But if I can prove that you violated my federal civil rights, I can take you to trial for it. So that makes them two different things. One is an idea, one is an actual legislative policy.
Well, this is what I feel about it. How I feel, it only gained right, it only gained light. Like DEI to me is basically like a big ass beach umbrella. You feel the Fair Housing Act, that's part of DEI. So you be able to move anywhere you want to.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
In Milwaukee, we got open housing in 1968. That's not DEI. That's not that. Once again, DEI has no policy. There's no legislation. There's no bill for DEI. Open housing is a federal law.
I mean, like, we'll just keep going in circles with this DEI thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you saying one thing, and it says diversity.
At your last job, did y'all have a DEI department at your last job?
No, we did not.
Have you ever
ever
had a job where you had to work with a DEI department?
I had a job where they talked about things that related to DEI, but it wasn't DEI.
No is the answer. I have at least 4 of them where the whole ideology of it is explained to you. Once again, when you have to sit, I've sat through Native American presentations, gay men, Catholic men, disabled people, lesbian women. I even sat through some presentations where we're not midgets, we're small people, we're little people. All this but none of it's like, if you don't come, you're gonna lose your job, or if you do this, we can get sued. It's just a conversation piece. That's why I said I was against it, because it didn't change hiring practices. It didn't improve our economic status. It's basically it's a post George Floyd construct. That's all I meant.
That's the thing I look at. I think that we probably, and I'm not gonna say you, but this is my opinion. I think that's the problem with it. We look at it like it's supposed to be a legislation and this, that, and the other. It's an umbrella of things. You know what I'm saying? It's like a tsunami of things. Whatever you could, if you break it down, diversity, equity, inclusion.
Did any of those things happen for black people?
Hold on, let me finish.
Did any of those things happen for black people?
Well, if you were able to move where you wanted to, that was inclusion. Segregation, when we weren't allowed to live where we wanted to live, but then when we integrated, that's inclusion. You know, when we wasn't able to go sit at lunch counters, that's basically equality. We wanted to be looked at as equal. We didn't want to be looked at as less.
So,
diversity. It's a diverse group of people.
So the Emancipation Proclamation was DEI too, then.
I mean, if that's how you want to look at it.
That's what you're saying. Everything that ever happened where somebody got a right is DEI. That's what you're saying. Anything that changed in terms
DEI is not a legislation, man. Okay, let me break it. Maybe street analogy. Like how they said BOS, which is Brothers of the Struggle, which is every organization formed in Stateville Penitentiary, but it's not a gang. Like DEI is not a legislation. It's just a group of things that's two into one. Like a big old pot of gumbo.
That might be the dopest thing you ever did. You just compared BOS to DEI. Hold on, let me go to the chat room. Hold on. I know. They trying to that your man that got his sentence commuted, but you just went real deep with that one. Like, let me just compare BOS and DEI. Hold on. They said keeping it 100, we weren't included in the Constitution nor the Bill of Rights. Hold on. Ewok said when the white man uses a platform to make it seem like it's for black people, it plays right into the racism that got Trump elected. It's all about the message. When the white man uses a platform to make it seem like he's talking about DEI, I'm guessing. Okay. He says it makes it seem like it's for us. And he says it plays right into the racism that got Trump elected. It's all about the message. This is shout out to Shabaka out in Vegas. Shabaka said, greetings, outlaws from Sin City. Sly Stone dead at 82. Yes, I shouted out Sly Stone. Condolences in the beginning of the show. Funk Pioneer. No, I guess, Dion, my point is I feel like you looking at macro, I'm looking at micro. Because you're saying this umbrella, but this was just this concept just came about in the last 5 to 10 years. Over the years, there's been movements towards diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yes, there's been different, but I don't think everything that up to this point in terms of anti-racism or anti-discrimination is DEI. I feel like the way they it's just like Black Lives Matter. At first, we agreed with it because it was like, yeah, Black lives do matter. Yeah, they do. Until we figured out, wait a minute. Hold on. This ain't about us at all. This is weird. It's called Black Lives Matter, but we're at the foot of the totem pole. I feel like DEI was that. So I guess that's where we disagree at, Dion. I understand where we disagree at because I feel like that's what Black Lives Matter and DEI were one and the same. Seemed like it was for us, but at the end of the day, it was pushing somebody else's agenda. It's like you coming out with an album, but you putting Snoop Dogg face on it so people will buy it, and then they get it and be like, this ain't no damn Snoop. And you like, I got your ass. You know what I'm saying?
It could be a compilation, though. It could be a compilation of Snoop.
Okay, man. Okay. We didn't acknowledge the fact that Maxwell Anderson was found guilty in the murder of the sister, Sade.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He was convicted of homicide, of her murder. Now, of course, we are awaiting sentencing, but like they were trying, and that's what the defense does. You know, anytime you got prosecutors and you have a defense, each side's trying to win the case. And so I felt like that there were some racial undertones to this case, and I was hoping that it wouldn't really outweigh the fact that, yeah, you don't have everything you need necessarily, but you had more than enough to convict him of her murder. So I'm happy her family, and there's no way they can get this sister back. You know what I mean? And family is forever changed by it, and it's crazy. Prayers to them. And I'm a parent, so I just to have to go through this because somebody did that to your baby girl, that is some hardcore shit. So I'm glad that he was found guilty. Like I said, that day for a minute, I started seeing the media, the mainstream media, kind of trying to twist the narrative. Well, they don't actually have a murder scene or a murder weapon, and like it's like, man, come on, man, y'all got this dude's cell phone ping, y'all got him on surveillance, you got too much corroborating evidence, right? So I'm glad their family is gonna get some justice. Kerry Walker Jones said his defense is still trying to have some of his charges removed. Of course, his family had some bread allegedly, and so this is what you get when daddy daddy like, I don't want him to go to jail. Really, the only way I could get out of this in my eyes is if he cops insanity, right? And I haven't heard anything about him being. And I didn't keep up with the trial. If y'all heard something about him having some mental health issues along the way, so they can try to get him sent, like we say, sent to Mendota, life in an insane asylum, which is also not an ideal situation. But it might be better than being on the yard with Big Bubba, who know you killed the young sister and dismembered her.
He ain't gonna go to no Wisconsin prison.
Okay. Where they gonna put him? Because it ain't fair. It's states.
They'll probably send him to Iowa or somewhere.
You don't think they'll send him to Waupun?
Well, he might go to Dodge for intake. But see, now hold on before you interrupt me. I don't know if you remember about 10, maybe almost 20 years ago. It's about 20 years ago. I was in prison up north. I think it was La Crosse. A Hmong dude and ended up killing 4 white guys.
Chai Vang.
He's not in no Wisconsin prison. He in Iowa. That's just like the dude that killed his whole family in Colorado. The white guy, and he killed his daughter and his wife and shit, the little kids. The Colorado people sent him to Wisconsin State Prison. So I'm not gonna say 100% sure he's not gonna be in a Wisconsin prison, but most likely they might send him to another prison where the trial and the case is not that high profile.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Because look what was that Christopher Scarborough did to Jeffrey Dahmer and Jesse Anderson.
The trial over though, bro. They didn't have the trial, so. Is it about his safety, or I don't know? Because I've never been in prison, so I don't know how they house him.
Yeah, you see what Christopher Scarborough did to Jeffrey Dahmer and Jesse Anderson?
Yeah.
He bust that motherfucking head.
Yeah, he whooped our ass. She said it's a lot of missing black women. He had a lot more bodies than we know, or he has an accomplice that is still on the loose. Man, sisters better get some little 380s or something, man. Like you say, But you got it's crazy when somebody can like I said a couple weeks ago when cats can just like really drop a Mickey on your joint. Like it won't matter if you got a pistol, if you passed out type shit. Like,
but you know what I hate though? I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like today, what was I was coming from somewhere. White people feel so comfortable just walking through our community, But if we go out there and walk through that shit, we getting looks, stares. You want seeing videos where people, you don't belong here. It'd be a fucking FedEx man in the FedEx truck with the FedEx uniform on. You don't belong here. What are you doing? Man, I just delivered a fucking package. But white people, they willy-nilly walk through our fucking neighborhoods. I'm talking about looking creepy as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's the whole part about we keep opening ourselves up to them. And every time we do it, we get fucked. This young girl, I don't know what made her go out with him. People make assumptions about what she was doing. I don't know. Like my guy said, ain't no need to victim blame it. She was a victim in this. And this was horrendous. You know what I'm saying? But, she let her guards down. You know what I'm saying? And end up, and she was a beautiful young lady. Like I be on TikTok and they be showing a little like memorials and dedications to her. She was a beautiful young lady. And like you said, I couldn't imagine her mom and them going, you know what I'm saying? At least if you was going to kill her, just murder her where her family members could have gave her a proper burial. But you dismember her body like she was just a piece of meat and discarded it all over. And that was a travesty, man. Yeah, it was.
Now check this out. We've long been having this conversation about what's going on with the reckless driving and all this kind of thing. So today our mayor announced that there's going to be this new initiative. I keep telling y'all when there's an initiative, I want to know about it. Safe Roads, Save Lives. So I'm going to share this video and we're going to watch a little bit of this because it may answer some of the questions we've had, or it may be those solutions that we've been looking for a while. So let me pull this up. Can y'all see this joint?
Buddy. Good morning. So Milwaukee is committed to Vision Zero, which is the elimination of death and life-changing injury caused by traffic.
Can y'all hear that? Dion, can you hear that?
I can see it in here.
Okay, just want to make sure.
That's all hood.
Is the fundamental cause
yes, sir. Capitol Drive, baby.
Fatalities and life-changing
injuries
here in Milwaukee, but not just here in the city, indeed across the state. Automated traffic safety camera programs are the essential tool that state law currently prohibits us at the local level from deploying for increased public safety on our roadways. Now, I've worked as mayor with every single city department to reduce traffic violence. Recent achievements include the Department of Public Works prioritizing safety over speed as it relates to street designs and securing major grants in order to do just that. The Department of City Development investing tax increment district funding for street safety improvements. The Milwaukee Police Department improving the unlicensed driving ticketing process so that dangerous drivers are taken off the streets even sooner. The Milwaukee Fire Department right now is working to make sure that whole blood is available in ambulances when they respond to crashes. The Milwaukee Health Department is conducting data analysis and convening community partners for effective implementation of our Vision Zero effort. Offices of Vision Zero and Community Wellness Safety are connecting traffic violence to the general violence support programs. Now, my fellow elected leaders are also taking action. I want to thank City Attorney Evan Goyke, who we've partnered with for stepping up the prosecution of new anti-reckless driving. Judges for taking decisive action and taking reckless driving as a serious offense that it is. County Executive Crowley as well for adopting our Vision Zero goal as well as a target date for Vision Zero. But today we're here to give a special thank you to Senator Dora Drake for authoring and introducing LRB 1592 to implement a pilot automated traffic safety camera program here in Milwaukee. I know that Senator LaTanya Johnson is here as well, and she's been in support of that, along with representatives and who you hear from. Now, it's clear, based on the 9 other states that allow them, ATE programs, automated traffic enforcement programs, are proven to reduce crashes, proven to reduce injuries, and proven to reduce fatalities on the roadway as well. ATE programs are especially effective in large cities and have reduced all crashes by 54% and injury crashes by 47% on urban roads. Now, it's clear that more work must be done and new tools must be deployed to save lives and also to accelerate the work that we're doing at the local level on Vision Zero. So I'm happy to be here today with Senator Drake and Senate and Assembly co-authors of this very vital legislation. And we appreciate their support of our state partners in helping to ensure that we have all the tools, the most effective tools in our toolbox locally in order to address the issue of reckless driving on the streets of Milwaukee. So with that, I'm now going to turn it over to State Senator Dora Drake. Senator Drake.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. So it is a Monday morning.
Is the cameraman drunk? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the cameraman. Because that obviously wasn't the Sister Dora Drake. And that actual footage is up in the People's News Network. And you can go and watch it. Because we've just been asking Kamar for any semblance of a solution, right, to the reckless driving epidemic in this city. And the fact that it's organizational, like it's a bunch of different entities coming together, gives me a little hope. The fact that there's some legislation behind it, the fact that there's the charges on how these individuals are going to be charged based on this crime. It sounds like it hits some of the important points of what's needed to kind of curb this craziness. What do you, based on what you heard, and I don't know how much of it you heard, but based on what you heard, what you think about it?
Well, I mean, remember, I don't know if anybody remember, but I was saying a long time ago, it take a lot of different stuff. You know what I mean? It ain't just one thing that's going to fix it all. Like they put them bump outs out there or whatever, you know what I mean? I was happy that they did something, you know what I'm saying? But then, like, you know, they talking about other stuff like this, legislation and a bunch of other stuff. And you know what I'm saying? Adding shit to it. So that's what it take, man. It take a lot of different shit. And I think the main thing is the way they handle people. You know what I'm saying? The way they prosecute people for getting caught with doing the bullshit. That's the main thing right there.
So based on the penalties, and like I heard they said they were working with the district attorney in regards to how these charges are kind of, you know,
that's big right there.
That is huge. And that's is it me? I'm hearing some music in my head. Is that me or?
Yeah, that's why I keep muting. That's why I keep putting it on mute when I'm
like it, you know how sometimes well, it don't happen as much, but back in the days you'd be on your phone or something, you can hear the radio and you like, why is that shit on my phone? Right. Like I can hear
I don't hear no music.
I can hear everything in my head.
Got the headphones on. That's why he catch everything.
Yeah, that's the people. So why you wear headphones? You would understand if you was doing this shit. Like it'd be like it's a very essential piece of equipment. No, because most of the time what I hear is what people who are listening can hear, whether it's clear or whether it's like, you know, like, Ken, what the fuck is that's what I'm saying. When Courtney was cooking, I'm like, it sounded like you frying some chicken or something. So I know that's what people who are listening to the show, like, is they really out here cooking chicken? Like, no, it's not what we're doing. Shout out to Courtney, shout out to the juice lady. Let me see. Earl Henning said he needs to go. Just like go to hell. Damn, the mayor needs to go to hell just like Donald Trump. Earl Henning said some bullshit, and we know it. You know, the only thing I can say, I can say two different things about our mayor. Number one, it's hard for me to listen to him because I feel like he's doing his best Barack Obama impression a lot of times when he's speaking. Like, I'm just like, come on, man. Like, is that a thing now where you go out and you kind of phrase your words like Barack Obama?
It's hard, man. It's hard to respect it, right? You sound like Obama, dog.
Right, or at least that you're trying to, and maybe that's not his intention. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, and then so that as a result of that, it doesn't sound like he doesn't speak with a lot of conviction to me. Like, you know how it's like, and I'm not comparing him because I know that there's no comparison, but like when I listen to the minister speak, when I listen to Minister Farrakhan speak, the way he speaks, you can feel the passion in his voice. You can feel that he's serious about what he's saying, that he's internalized it and it's gone over it and thought about it. Sometimes it just seems like our mayor's reading off a teleprompter. He doesn't have a big personality to me. Like, you know, sometimes you say so-and-so is in office and he got a lot of charisma. He's a very charismatic politician. You know what I'm saying, Kamar? He's just not that to me. He just like, you know, hey, well, we have this initiative and I want to thank these people and I'll name them off. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like, okay, so
I animated mayor that come on and speak. You know what I'm saying? And talk with passion. And he made it. This motherfucker get on here. Man, I'm so sick of these motherfuckers. God damn it.
And I get it. Everybody can't be that dude, but you want to hear him say, yeah, we're going to deal with this. I guarantee you, we will not have this problem in this city.
Putting your foot down, man. Sound like it.
I've been at work. I work with this team of people. And if you're out there and you're a reckless driver, we coming to get you, baby.
Straight up. Straight up.
I just feel like I'm sorry. I mean, that might just me being, you know, just an ass. But listen, I just wanted to present the fact, because I always say when I'm upset about something, I want to know what's being done. Right. And when I see it, I'm going to play that too. My mission ain't to always be right. Regardless, people might think that. But I don't want to always be right. And so that's why I respect the good back and forth. That's how me and Dion get at it sometimes. You know, and there's been times when he didn't got me and I had to go back and look at some shit and be like, damn, Dion, you was right about that. So it's just, I don't want people to think this nigga always think you got to be right. And it's also that we just said a whole bunch of shit on this show prior to it happening. So sometimes we just got to say, man, we did this show, didn't we? Is this deja vu? Earl Henning said, y'all giving him too much credit. Black man sucker with a suit on. Damn. Ooh, shit. You are entitled to that. Your opinion. I feel like I'm not like enthralled or enamored by his leadership of our city so far either. I just on the basic respect that he is a brother. He's another black man like myself. Can't take that from him. He's from the mill. He grew up in the city. I have to give him a basic line of respect for that, because that's more personal than it is, business. But on the business side, I'm not real happy with the way our city's being governed right now. I'm not real happy with our relationship with Madison. I'm not real happy with the fact that 90% of $200 million in tax revenue was pre-allocated for city employees. I think that's a tremendous L. So yeah, I mean, I have my issues with him as well. One thing, Kamar, I promised myself a long time ago, I ain't never gonna be on the internet just calling motherfuckers whatever, just acting and I know a lot of people do that, and we probably would have way more views if I was on here but I'm a man, and I don't feel like that's the way we conduct ourselves. Like we should conduct ourselves. I think we should be, gentlemen and scholars whenever possible, because we reserve the right for somebody to get us off our shit, and then we go, yeah, motherfucker, shut your ass up too. That can happen too on here, but I don't want to call him, people that Uncle Tom ass nigga. I ain't gonna, that brother's doing what he's doing, and I don't approve of it. But I'm only one person. We voted for him. It's like I tell people about Trump. Y'all voted for Trump, so deal with it. Don't be crying and
Trump
shit.
Trump didn't win that election, fair and square. I know you ain't heard about the shit about the dude. I forgot what part of New York he's from, and he was just breaking that shit down. Like, man, I'll be trying. I'm gonna see if I can find it. And I'm gonna send it to you. It's on you to watch.
You probably have already sent it to
shit.
me, and we went over the story about the doubt that was cast over whether or not the election was legitimate.
No, but it was another brother in New York. I forgot the name of it. I forgot what part of New York he's from.
At this point, we in month 6 of his presidency. So I don't. That's, we can talk about that, but what good would it do?
Yeah.
Are they gonna call? Is Fox 6 gonna call us tomorrow and be like, y'all did it? Y'all exposed him. Right. So that's why I'm like,
how bro was talking though, like keeping it real. The shit did make sense, and like the other guy that I heard, it made sense. So basically, what he was saying, right? Say over here where we staying. We'll use Parkline for an example. Say people in Parkline. They said, now he was calling out these places where these are Democratic strongholds. Like, ain't no hands down Democrat, ain't no woo out the band, blah, blah, skippy. They said Kamala Harris didn't get not one vote. Not one. That's just like saying the city of Milwaukee, we didn't vote for her, period. All votes went to Donald Trump. We'll be like, hold the fuck on. If one vote, they go to that motherfucker. I know I went in there and put Kamala Harris in that motherfucking goddamn what's the name. I'm going to see if I can find it, though, bro. I mean, yeah, like you said, it's not going to change the fact of the election, true enough. But it's something to make a motherfucker, because Trump even said it when he got up there and thanked Elon. You're good with numbers. Yeah, you did. You know what I'm saying? And if he keep on fucking with Elon probably going to tell the truth about him. I hope Elon do expose shit. And then we'll see what this democracy really is about, how it was broken. You know what I'm saying? It's corrupt. We see the corruption every day. You know what I'm saying? We're definitely seeing it every day. Yeah, true enough, we can't do nothing about it. But then I think, to keep it real with you, I think if we do find out there's some foo-foo shit going on, the only thing it's going to do is push us away, a lot of people away from voting, and be like, see, voting one shit. Like, that's one of my things where, like, I was like, hold on, I'm not voting. Because how we going to sit up there? Like, it's just like trying to fix on a BMW, but you talking to an engineer who designed the engine. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people design the voting mechanism, but we're going to go out and still cast our vote, even though I voted, but that was one of my main things for many years.
I would say to any voter who says, I'm never voting again because an election was rigged, is naive, because elections have been rigged for a very long time. One of the most popular presidents of all time, John F. Kennedy. There's still a lot of people who say, hey, something funny went on in Illinois because of his father's connection to organized crime. So if you believe that you should stop voting because an election was rigged, you might be a little naive. And once again, there's enough support for him to get him where he is now. I don't know the nuts and bolts of it. Shout out to you for that pursuit. But I'm worried about today. I can't be distracted by, like stuff on the sideline or in my peripheral. Like, maybe he didn't win it. But, we know that there's been elections where the president actually lost the popular vote and still won the presidency. There's a whole other bucket. there's a hole in the bucket with politics because nothing is 100% perfect. We just got to do our best to regulate.
Ain't that how Trump won last time?
And last time I thought he kicked Hillary ass pretty soundly. Because I know I sat that one out. I wasn't even rocking with him. I couldn't justify voting for Hillary. I just couldn't. Like, I can't do it. It's just something there. I don't know what it was. This is Ace. He says, you mean the mayor doesn't seem genuine about anything? Politicians are all fakes and liars. The only brother that was real was that brother Eric Mays out of Flint, Michigan. He would read a motherfucker his rights. Eric Mays was a beast, man. If you've ever watched some of his, he was something else, man. Rest in peace to that brother. Yeah, he was dynamic. Michael McGee Sr. was pretty nice back in his days. Earl said, we know when we've been hoodwinked. Mike McGee Sr. was, yeah, he was dope, man. He used to kick the real. But you know, they have a way of ostracizing and eliminating our voices when they become too you know, powerful. You become too much of an influence within those circles politically, and then what they call him you become a pariah. Like, he's not going to toe the party line. We got to get rid of him. Ewok said no. Hillary. Oh, did Hillary won the popular vote over Trump last time? Did she? I don't know. I thought he kicked her ass.
Yep, she did. Yeah, okay. She sure did.
So, there we go. I stand corrected. I thought he kicked her. Well, he kicked Kamala's ass, but then people say no. It wasn't that bad. It was looking bad when I went to sleep that night. Like, damn, is she gonna?
Yeah, we was on the phone with each other.
She didn't win the west side of Chicago. Like, what the fuck is going on? That's all black people. It was crazy. But yeah, it's politics is such a tense, corrupt, competitive. It's this big mirror. It's like this big opera. And that's why people love to watch it play out. Like, you got 24-hour news channels that don't do nothing but cover politics. I'm a White House correspondent. You know what that means? I'm here to talk about politics all day, all night. And a lot of people are like, I don't got time for that shit. Because it'd be a whole lot to it, but you got to pay attention as best you can. Shout out to Ewok. He said Hillary won the popular vote. So Trump and Bush both are two of the latest presidents who lost the popular election and still won the presidency. Okay. I know there was another one a long time ago. Now I don't know. This is totally off the subject because once again, this shit can wear you out. You get to talking all this heavy shit all day, and so sometimes I'll be looking at other stuff, and I'm gonna stop saying I live in the podverse because I don't watch everything, but I kick it in the podverse.
I almost live in there. YouTube, I go to sleep listening to it, wake up.
I do too, but we watch totally different things. So
we do, Kev. We do.
So I don't, you know, I'm in there. I be chilling. I be in. I got a crib in the podverse. I be there sometimes. But this whole thing that I noticed was the reaction to the movie, the Tyler Perry movie Straw. Now,
I ain't even looked at it, man.
Okay, so if you and your girl, y'all want a movie to watch it together. Me and my wife haven't watched it together yet, but we had a in-depth discussion of it. So then she was like, well, we're gonna watch it together. I'm like, cool, because there's a whole lot here in this movie, right? I say this: Tyler Perry is the greatest advocate for black women that we've seen. Like, Tyler Perry writes movies for black women from their perspective. He hires sisters who ain't worked in a while. Hell, he had Sinbad in his joint, and Sinbad had a stroke. So shout out to Tyler. Are you seeing where he said he gave Cicely Tyson $1 million to do one movie? This is dope. That's some dope shit, right? This man is a billionaire. He has this huge studio, but the quality of his movies is sometimes a little off. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't think this was a bad movie. I thought it was shot well. It didn't look unprofessional. Acting wise, I thought Taraji always just looks sad anyways and tired.
That's her role, man. That's her role.
But
even when she dresses up, she just looked tired and just I'm sad. Like, I'm like, damn, is she smiling? And I still feel sorry for her. Tiana Taylor was dope, but Tiana Taylor is very interesting to look at. And it's kind of like, okay, I'm trying to figure this. Like, because they say she's had some work. Like I seen a meme today that said, remember Kanye West said, I got a light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson got a dark-skinned and the pictures were side by side and it didn't look that much different. I'm just saying, but she's a great artist. She's very talented. Her music was dope. She slept on with her music. She's a good actress though. She is, but she's a little masculine in some of her mannerisms. Sometimes I don't, a little butch. I see just a sliver of it, but their acting was dope. It's just this woman. I don't want to have a spoiler either, because Kamar, have you seen it? Okay, you said you didn't see it right yet, Dion.
I did see it.
No, Dion, is he still? Dion, you still with us? Okay, he might be taking his dogs out or whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I just had it on mute because I'm on FaceTime with my girl.
Okay. So this sister had one of the worst days ever that you could, because there's nothing bad that didn't happen to her within 6 hours in a day. And you sitting there wondering as the movie go on, like, God damn, this shit is, don't push me because I'm close to the edge type shit. And then there's a twist in which, no, part of it she imagined, but part of it did happen. And even a twist that if you haven't seen the movie, you don't want to know what happened, please kind of hit mute. Her daughter died.
No,
her daughter died, but the question is, when did the daughter die? So it got
time to hit mute.
Huh?
You ain't give him time to hit mute.
Well, damn, my bad.
No, I want to hear that the daughter died. I ain't looking at it though, because I don't like when I be seeing too many women talk about shit. It'll be like,
shit. Damn. No, listen.
Damn, Dion, so you ain't gonna watch the movie because the women was talking about it.
Sisters, man. It's sisters, man. It's
yeah.
No, but there's okay. So one of the things my wife and I discussed is because we watched a lot of Tyler Perry movies over the years. We went to the movies to see Why Did I Get Married 1 and 2, I believe. And the 2 was just ridiculous when the nigga got hit by the bus and all this kind of shit after Janet tore up his house and beat him up. And this shit was got crap. I'm like, he just really don't like dude. He don't like men. Like, no homie. I'm no homo. I'm saying he's just anti-male. Like, dog, all the men in his movies are horrible. And sometimes there's overacting. And I feel like OG Glenn Turman, he was just too mean. He was just like, I don't even know how he lasted that long with a business. Like, and then there was some plot holes, like, why she didn't have direct deposit? Like, who still gets their paper check? Sometimes you get a check, you got to take it to the bank, but your job? And it was like,
I was wondering what year is that set in?
Recently, I thought.
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm just saying, because of that question what you just asked.
Okay. I didn't see anything that said, 1980, you know what I mean? Like, I hear what you're saying.
She had an older car.
She had a bucket, she was broke.
I'm just saying, but that's what I'm saying, but that don't say nothing, but you know what I mean? But because of that question you asked, I wondered, like, what year was this set in?
But the cop had a Camaro, though, remember, Kamar? He had a newer Camaro. When she hit, he hit her. Yeah. So, I'm just saying.
So it was definitely in direct deposit times.
Well, yeah. I mean, direct deposit been around a long time, right? So,
that's
she worked at a grocery store. But my wife was like, but Kevin, she worked at a grocery store, like it was a black owned, like, it was just a bunch of, but it was a hole in the plot.
I ain't seen it.
Yeah, she ended up in that movie. She ended up in like this just crazy circumstance. I'm trying not to spoil it for people who haven't seen it.
The bank at the bank, it just spun the fuck out of control.
Right. And then it just ended up where it was like, wait a minute. It's almost like you say, I gotta watch it again. I have to watch it because when I watch it back with my wife, I know it's gonna be like, oh, because a brother like me, I might snooze off a little bit. I'm not like if it ain't like a lot of action and shooting and shit, I might.
You were snoozing off because you had an OE and you smoked. That's why you snoozed off, Kev.
It might be that. It might be that too, right? It might be that. Shit, who knows? But I hadn't. This was early on a Saturday morning when I watched it, so it wasn't no real inebriation involved. Kerry Walker Jones says she crashed out. She absolutely did. Earl Henning said, I hate to take my check to the bank some days. Yeah, I've been direct deposit on the last I don't know, 7, 8 jobs I done had. And that's all the way back 10, 12, 13 years. I don't know. Okay, but that's not the point. The point was that I started to look at people's reaction to the movie. Of course, some people said it was trash. But then I seen black women, and I'm paying so much more attention to black women on social media because I want to be the kind of black man that hears what they say about we're not protected and we are under all this stress and pressure and we're so traumatized. And like it just spent the conversation with women saying, yeah, I've been traumatized like that. And this is what women have to go through. And I was looking like, wait a minute, all the shit that happened to her on that movie, you've been through that in one day? I don't know nobody who went through that much shit in one day, Kamar. And I done seen some people have some bad ass days. Like, but
they be lying like a motherfucker.
This gender wars is something that I'm paying close attention to. The internet was already on fire because Keith Sweat done got yacked up and went up on the stage talking about, yeah, that's why I ain't married. Y'all women ain't shit no more. You don't want to cook. You don't want to clean up. You got to bring something to the table. So it's this conversation about black men are very inadequate for black women, or black women are inadequate. I'm like, I don't know if this is safe. I don't know if this is healthy for us. And if women feel like, honestly, I'm so good and I'm so pure as a woman that there's not a man good enough for me, I think that's where the problem starts at. Because I feel like that's the type of person that will take no accountability for what they've done, but really point out all the shit you've done. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this motherfucker, and then you find out, you talk to him, you think, man, let me tell you something. And you start finding out, like, what? She out here put it out there like that. And then my wife hit me with the truth.
Oh my God,
my wife hit me with the truth anvil. She said, Kevin, it's social media, right? It's social media. But I think words mean something. And I think the constant, consistent conversation about us not being good enough for each other is problematic, because we say where there's smoke, there's fire. If that is a common thread in our conversations, or even if a lot of us deal with our own insecurities by saying it's someone else's fault, or our own toxicity, no, it ain't me, it's them. It can't always be somebody else. At what point do you say, you know what? I'm kind of fucked up. I'm kind of fucked up too. Like, this shit right here is on me. I think that is what leads to a more healthy situation where you can be in a relationship, when you are able to be accountable for the things you've done, as opposed to feeling like I'm just this person who's never supposed to face any adversity. You're supposed to do whatever the fuck I say, treat me however the fuck I want to. And this conversation about a woman telling a man how he should be, it always makes me wonder when a woman says, he ain't even no real man. He don't even know how to be a man. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know?
And normally, she usually ain't even got a man.
Sometimes, Kamar. Sometimes she's that friend. Right? She's that friend with the black stuff.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Usually, all that bullshit, and when motherfuckers that talk shit about men, it be single women.
Okay.
It ain't too many married women talking shit about men like that.
Depending on where they are in their marriage.
So I said ain't too many.
If it's something that ain't happy, because there's a lot of unhappy married women, right? And I'm sure they will engage in some repartee about, I can't stand this motherfucker girl. Ooh, he get on my goddamn nerve. He lucky he bought me this car. Like, it's that kind of shit too.
Probably talking to a single woman.
Probably so. And the single woman is giving her advice, girl, you don't got
instead of another married woman, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Carrie Walker Jones, who is a sister, respect to all black women. She said, not in one day, but definitely has some days close to it. If you don't know how to breathe, you can definitely crash out. I understand that. I think that was the point of the movie, was that you push somebody over the edge, and then that's what happens, right? Like, there was a movie with a white dude a long time ago. I can't remember the name of the movie, where he was just like this real square accountant type dude, and then he lost his job and all kinds of shit happened. Next thing you know, he walked around South Central with some guns in a briefcase. You remember that movie,
Oh
Kamar?
yeah.
Back in the was it Martin Sheen? He lost his job and all that. Next thing you know, he got him a shotgun and then he just walk around killing motherfuckers. Wow. So yeah, I get that. But
my nigga said bow.
Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying, sisters. I think we gotta learn how to communicate with each other. Because if it's really that bad on, and I know it's a struggle. I know it's a struggle to be a single parent. But then we got to try to show them that there's resources available for them. Like, if they feel that boxed in, and that might be, I don't know, some sort of social events or some sort of communication established where they know all men are not bad, right? But you do have to know how to vet the candidates. Like I always say, if you get with this dude and he got 3 kids by 3 girls and he don't take care of any of his kids, why would you then have 3 more kids by him?
Mm-hmm.
If you with this dude and y'all get into it one night and he snap out and slap the shit out of you, why would you stay and not only stay but have a kid by him? Here's an even bigger one. If you got a man and he gets into it and you with him or you hear about him up in the blammer and just letting loose and he got drama like that, sis, why you have a baby with him? Why are you building castles on sand? Sometimes you got to vet the candidates, and this is not all the time, but sometimes you see sisters who have stepped past a good brother.
Preach on that, bro. Brother.
Because he wasn't thug. Girl, I like a little thug. I like my man a little thuggish. Some women who have issues in regards to how they can see your love. How do I know he loves me? When he acts a goddamn fool about me. When I can make him clown. Girl, you know that. Girl, he just loved me. And this goes for men too. I don't want it to seem that way, but I'm saying your processes more often than not dictate your predicament. Your process dictates your predicament. So when you're going through this whole situation, this courtship, this guy's interested in me, or hey, this sister's interested in me, and you think I'm out here looking for something long term, or if you're saying I'm starting to develop feelings for this person, you got to be honest about who that person is. He only killed 3 people. This motherfucker's a killer, nonetheless. So they keep saying what's the white boy's name with the Tigers? What was their name? The 2 white boys with the blonde. They used to be in Vegas. They danced.
Cool.
No, not the alligators. The Tigers. They used to be in
I know what you're talking about.
In Vegas. I don't speak real fluent white people.
Stigman and Freud.
Stigman and Freud, right? And then the tiger bit the dude head that night. And the tiger went crazy. Chris Rock said, "No, that tiger went tiger." You knew that was a tiger you was fucking with the whole time. So you should be like, I knew he was gonna do that shit one day. He is a tiger. Ace Cooley said it's not black women, it's the modern woman that want traditional treatment but never want to act as a traditional woman. Ooh, yeah, okay. Sabaka said California is under siege. National Guard in Los Angeles as per dumpsters orders. Gavin Newsom says he's gonna sue Trump. Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the show, Shabaka. We talked about the tragedy of that, and we talked about where we stand at in terms of supporting Latinos in their fight as foundational Black Americans. Kerry Walker said that's not true. Sorry, Kamar. I disagree. Married women talk more than the single ones. Okay. That's why I said it depends on where she's at in her marriage. Is she unhappy? Yeah, she's a chatty patty, right? Like, ooh, that motherfucker. She can't wait till he leaves. I can't stand his ass.
Hey, it just ain't been my experience on what I see.
Okay.
That's all. But you know what I mean? She may see different, possibly.
She said a single woman has no one to complain about. Ain't that the point, though? That's why she's always willing to give advice. Because she doesn't have a man.
A single woman does have stuff to complain about. They always talking about how men ain't shit. Come on now, let's not go there about how they be. I don't need no man. Them niggas ain't shit. They even say they don't need a man. What you talking about?
Well, I think what, like I said, the fact that they don't have, a lot of them are bitter because they don't have a man.
This is the point. And then, you know what I mean? Let's get to the root of it. Why don't they have a man? Usually why men and women don't have a counterpart, it be something in them on what's wrong with them, on what they need to fix.
On either side. Could be the man, could be the woman.
Exactly.
We know a lot of brothers out here is foul.
Let's not make it like I'm pointing fingers or nothing. I ain't doing that, but I am speaking what I see. You know what I mean? Like I said, these women even say they don't want a man. I don't need a man. I don't want a man. They ain't shit. Da 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 da. So my statement was, these are always single women that's talking this shit. Like on Facebook, I got a lot of friends that's married, and them women don't be clowning men. It's always the single ones.
Yeah,
so like I say, I'm just going off of my experience on what I see, my observations.
A lot of times, married women make jokes about it. They don't necessarily. They'll say, "Girl, you know they don't pick up behind themselves. My son is a 5-year-old." Like they'll be joking, but they're complaining that it's his damn shoes be in the floor. Because I know mine be in the floor.
I ain't never heard no married woman saying men ain't shit.
Depending on where she at in her marriage. Depending on where she at, Kamar. If she unhappy, she might pop that shit.
Hey, I just heard somebody in the background say, I
have. Shabaka says that movie is called Falling Down. Ewok is letting me know it's called Falling Down. Yes, with Michael Douglas. I said Sheen. Falling Down is the name of the movie.
Do gay men say men ain't shit?
I'm pretty sure even gay people have relationship complaints, right? Like I know they do, because somebody has to play the catcher and somebody has to play the pitcher, right? So usually the catcher is a little bit more feminine. I thought. Don't get me wrong.
That was some heavy shit.
What? I'm just saying. Let me get myself. I thought everybody said that though. Like, who's the pitcher and who's the catcher?
Man, but I just wasn't expecting.
I mean, it's Pride Month too, and ain't it crazy that Pride Month is in the same month as Father's Day? That's some wild shit right there. Like I don't. They had Pride Fest. Did anybody go? Dion, you go. Kamar, you go? Because I know Kamar.
Come on.
Somebody said Father's Day is in Pride Month because we're a bunch of bitch ass niggas.
Damn. Shit.
Who said that?
I don't know. That's some old shit I saw come across my news feed.
That's crazy.
I know they'll suck the uterus out of a pussy if they said something like that.
Ewok said, dude jacked out at the Whammy Burger. Yeah, we got it. It was Sigmund and Freud with the Tigers. Earl Henny said, 4 kids, 4 baby daddies. Sorry, not fucking with her. Okay. Ace Cooley said, the problem is the good women are standing too close to the hoes. Sometimes we can't tell the difference. Maybe that's just you. I can tell the difference. I can tell the difference.
Them both.
The conversation. First of all, the conversation is going to tell you what you need to know. If you are, I don't want to say game tight because that's a cliche. I want to say, if you are able to understand what a person means versus what they say, you know what I'm saying? Like if you are able to really hear people and see in between the lines and that kind of thing and say, okay, I get it. I get what. But I don't know. Even standing next to each other, I think I would be able to tell via the conversation, unless somebody just put a total front on. But then again, I always say that one of my gifts from God is discernment. So it's very hard to fool me verbally. Very hard. And I'm not that it can't happen, but I'm usually a person that's listening very intently on what you're saying, and words mean something to me. So every word you say, it goes through my computer, my own personal Google. Shabaka says facts. Carrie said, laughing my ass off. I was unhappily married and happily single. Okay, there you go. See, like I said, it depends on what stage she in that relationship, because it'd be a honeymoon phase, and then it'd be, you catch a girl when she mad at you, she call you everything except for a child of God. But then it'd be back love, like, hey, we back in love now, it's all good again. Same shit still be there. Eric D. Espy, I think that's how you say it. How you doing, my brother? He said until they have he said when they say they don't need a man, till they got to mow the lawn or their car is fucked up. LOL. Shout out to Eric DMC. Right? I used to have this joke where I say, you want to see how independent a woman is when she go to talking that shit? Secretly let a mouse loose in her house and then leave and watch her call you like, can you come over here? She up on the table because you scared this little ass mouse. And she gets yes, get it out of here. Whoa, hold on, Whitney Houston. I thought you was every woman.
Scared of mice too, though.
Huh?
It's men out here scared of mice too.
It is, but you know what? If I'm gonna tell you like this, we're gonna put this over here with the hookah crowd. If you a grown ass man and you in your house, right? And you got a mouse in your house, you got the loco. Because a brother can't call me talking about, kid, man, I need you to come through here, cuz. Why, what's going on, man? Dog, it's a mouse in here, man. This motherfucker got me scared. I'm going to hang up on dude. Motherfucker, you don't get your ass off this goddamn phone. You better get you a broom or some traps.
A squirrel jumped out on me the other day when I was dumping the garbage. That motherfucker was hanging on my vest, boy. I'm not scared of squirrels. I love squirrels. It just shocked me, though. You know what I'm saying? I did a little, I screamed a little bit.
Oh, Lord.
You know, scared as a motherfucker.
Come on now, man.
You ain't supposed to scream, cuz.
Hey,
you ain't
I'd have been scared as a motherfucker, kid. Squirrel out that motherfucker. I'd have had a squirrel jump out the garbage can when I'm going to take the garbage out, too. That shit is kind of scary. You hear rumbling in that motherfucker.
Well, hold on. Was you scared or surprised? Was you scared or surprised?
Surprised.
I was surprised, but I still hollered, though.
I just said, once again, words mean something. So scared as you run back in the house like Tyson, it's a squirrel outside. And she gonna look at you like, oh, Negro whisperer, ghetto witch doctor my ass. You gotta get out there and get that damn squirrel. But to be surprised, like, oh shit, like that, because look, I sit in my garage, me and my brother last year, and a big ass raccoon just walked right, just like, hey, how y'all doing? I was like, start growling and shit, and he ran. My brother just fell out laughing, like, nigga, did you just growl at the raccoon? I was surprised, but I wasn't scared because we was gonna be a fight to the death if he came up in there. Because this can't happen. We can't coexist on this here platform. Kerry Walker Jones said, my newly married friends call me every day to complain about their husbands. Yeah, especially if they newlyweds. Shit, boy, you better know. Them, unless these people have lived together for a very long time, which I encourage. I didn't live with my wife before we got married. And so our learning curve was just roller coaster steep. It is hard. It is an adjustment period. It is getting to know someone. It is seeing them late at night, early in the morning, going in the bathroom behind them. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh shit, that wasn't sexy at all. It is. And then just like I said, that initial is rough. My first year was tough, man. I was like, whoa, shit. I got hit by a brick. Ace says, keeping it 100, a lot of the stud women are coming out and telling these women that they have unrealistic expectations. I seen now that the brat and her baby mama and Niecy Nash and her wife, they did a new video. They got a whole new video where they in there loving a lesbian love at its best. I said, oh my gosh, this is crazy shit. And listen, once again, I'm not homophobic, and I understand that this is a new world we live in, but it's just crazy to see these messages at a time when the gender wars are so high and so hot, and which is preventing a lot of us from getting to know each other. Because I think Kamar touched on it, like the best way to really get to know somebody else is to know yourself first and deal with your at least be trying to deal with your issues when you meet somebody else.
Yeah, get on the leash, right?
Except for as opposed to being somebody who you not, or not telling nobody, like, I don't want her to know. You got to come forth with that shit, like, I was actually diagnosed bipolar. Let her choose. Because what, motherfucker, you bipolar? I'm out. Yeah, I need to take this medication from time to time. Don't wait till we get together and I find the pills, like, what the fuck? Girl, what the fuck is this? I didn't want to tell you, but yeah, the lesbian thing is crazy right now. The whole thing of it. And then when you say now they got kids, they have a child together. It's like, oh man, I'm so confused. I get dizzy with this kind of shit. Like they have a child. And in the brat's case, the child is biracial, but he has 2 women mothers that are black. This shit is all over the place. This shit is all mixed up.
What though? That opens up the door for what we was talking about earlier, when we was talking about how the white folks want to start practicing eugenics, about creating a certain group of people. And basically, you know what I'm saying, that homosexuality and all that shit is not part of the eugenics, but it's basically, it's promoted to me, I feel, in people of color and their group of people, you know what I'm saying? Because the white people, they want to breed, and they want to breed a certain group of people. They want to breed in the intelligent type, certain people that have certain genetic traits. They want to try to alleviate autism and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why when you said that earlier, I was thinking, but they're anti-abortion. So if we're talking about eugenics, I know there's other ways, like, you know, chemically making the people sterile and, you know, using food and stuff like that, chemical engineering or whatever in the food and that kind of thing. But I was in my mind, as soon as you said eugenics, I was like, well, wait a minute, they're anti-abortion. So where do you see eugenics in practice at today? Especially, once again, I'm speaking about my people. I can't testify to, in the Asian community, abortion rate or whatever, but in the black community, how is eugenics being applied right now?
Well, see, that's the thing about it, though. You know what I'm saying? We look at these words as one way. You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking at them in 2 ways. So these people are trying to, basically, they're trying to create a certain type of people. You understand? Like they trying to promote in the white culture. They trying to promote familyhood. They trying to, you know, give initiatives for women to have babies and stuff like that. They want to have a certain group of children, you know, like with certain traits. Like I said, they want to try to alleviate.
So ain't that genetic engineering as opposed to ebonics? Ain't that genetic engineering? I don't know. I said ebonics. I mean eugenics. It's genetic engineering is different from eugenics, isn't it?
Nope, because it says the study of how arranged reproduction within a human population to increase the occurrence of heritable characteristics.
That's genetic. What I'm saying. That's genetic engineering. Now, what's the definition of eugenics?
That's eugenics that I just keep. That's the definition.
Read the definition like you just did with genetic engineering. Read them both, because I think they're 2 different things.
I ain't brought up genetic engineering. I brought up eugenics because that's the thing, though. Okay, it says right here, eugenics, the study of how to arrange reproduction within the human population to increase the occurrence of heritable characteristics regarded as desirable. Developed largely by Sir Francis Galton as a method of improving the human race, eugenics was increasingly discredited as unscientific and racially biased during the 20th century, especially after the adoption of its doctrines by the Nazis in order to justify their treatment of Jews, disabled people, and other minority people. See, we as black people, that's what I was saying. It go back, you know, we hear one word and we just get one meaning of it.
So how is it being applied to us now? How is it being applied to us now?
It's not applied to us. This is something that they're trying to implement with the Project 2025 thing. That's why they went against abortion. See, I'm gonna send you this thing, and if you look at it, you look at it. If you don't, you don't. But it's about what they're implementing as far as race purity. They want to
what have they implemented? That's what I'm asking you. What have they implemented?
Oh, well, step 1 is getting rid of the illegals. This shit is happening in phases. It just ain't going all out. Just it's happening in phases. You know, and so that's one of the phases.
You think there's a tie between illegal immigration and ICE raids and eugenics? You think that that's a part of it? Like they're trying to get rid of the Mexicans so it can't be no more Mexican babies, or because Mexican legals can still stay here and have children, right? The legal ones.
I don't know. I didn't look at the whole little documentary about it, but they was just talking about how they're trying to destroy democracy, and then after that, they're working on getting rid of the illegals and the undesirables, and then they're gonna work on the rest of the people because it's about white nationalism.
I don't see how deportation and purposely affecting the birth rate, like somebody who's here illegal or is a criminal that's here that gets deported because of that crime or because of their status their citizenship status. I don't know. I'm trying to find it. I guess if you say, well, there's discriminatory practices involved in which they want to reduce the population of Latinos in our country so that their birth rate
Not
will
only
be
Latinos,
slow.
black
You know what I'm
people too.
saying? Well, that's what I
Not
asked
only
you. Well, that's
Latinos.
what I asked you. What were they doing for us? You said nothing. I said, what were they doing? How did it apply to what they're doing to us? You said it's not.
I said they're doing it in steps.
And
so the Latino alleviate us out the situation. Act like we never existed. Right now they're going after the Latino.
I don't want to act
so
like we don't exist, man.
But I'm just saying though, because you're trying to draw the correlation and the
I asked you a specific question, though. No, I asked you a specific question, and you said they're not.
And I said they're doing it in steps.
But you said they're not. You said they're not.
Yeah,
they're not doing it to blacks.
One of the steps was making abortion illegal.
Okay.
The next step is getting rid of the illegals.
Shabaka
then pretty soon there's going to be other steps. Like in certain states, they're tracking young girls' periods. That's, like if a woman missed her period, because they're saying if they're tracking this young woman's period, and if she missed a period, it's a thing that she could become pregnant. And then if it's illegal for them to have an abortion and you go out the state to have an abortion, you could be prosecuted for that. It's deep, man. It's deep. That's why I said I could send it to you. You can look at it.
But you didn't even watch the whole thing yourself, and you're going to send it to me. You just said you didn't even see the whole thing.
I've seen like 30 minutes of it. It ain't never like an hour long, though. But it breaks it all down.
He told me I'm going to send it to you. You can watch it if you don't or don't. I'm like, you didn't even watch the whole thing. I'm going to figure out.
Yeah, because maybe you can get a little clarity off of it too, though.
Now, let me go to chat room. Shabaka says, remember, it takes 6 guys to carry a man to his grave, and it only takes 1 woman to put him there. Remember, gentlemen, pussy is everywhere. It's like water. Okay. Eric, I'm going to just call you Eric because I don't want to butcher your last name. Eric D. He said, Father's Day cards come in packs of 4 because hoes be needing them. Dude, I love when we get a new caller that's just hilarious in the comments off top. Carrie Walker said the best wife is a good whore. I heard. LOL. Ugh. You know what? I don't necessarily believe that because to say she's a whore is, once again, people tell me, Kev, you take shit too literally, right? But when you call someone a whore, I think whores are professionals. Like real whores are professionals, right? And there's like compensate me for what I do. Like that's what it's all about for a whore. Bottom line, you got to give me some money. I don't know if that makes for a good wife. I think a woman who understands herself and her sexuality and is confident in expressing both can be a very good wife. I don't know if she needs to be a whore. I don't know if she needs to be a whore. A said, Kev, I'm talking about them having toxic ass friends and acquaintances. Misery loves company. Yeah, that's always, that once again, that's for men and women. Because sometimes you might have a brother in your circle who you think is your partner, but the whole time he might be eyeing your juju beans. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. He might be looking at,
what is that? Eyeing your juju beans. What
he might
is
be
that?
eyeballing your juju beans. He might be looking at your girl. He might be looking at you. He might be looking at you. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nowadays. But he be that friend who always got some, you go to him for advice, he give you some bullshit. Because anytime you into it with your wife, your real friend, unless you're getting the absolute shit beat out of you, your real friend is going to say, I'm not going to tell you to leave your wife. And if you're looking for advice, it's like, yo, I can't tell you to leave your wife, man, but is there any way you could really work this thing out? Do you have any hopes that this can be fixed? If not, then you say you got to do what you got to do. But I find it best if you don't tell your friend, man, you need to leave that bitch. Because what'll happen is they'll make up and then pillow talk comes. And fellas know we all engaged in pillow talk. So you land up there one night and shit and you done got yourself taken care of. And that's why I love you. See, my friends don't even know what you mean, your friends? Well, so and so had told me we was mad. Now when he come through like, hey girl, how you doing? She hitting him with the snarl. I don't like that motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So that's why you got to keep your mouth out people's business, man.
That's like when my guy was married and he asked me if I seen his girl cheating. What I tell him, I said, hell no, because you and her gonna make up. Man, you being fell out forever over that shit.
Yeah,
like, you ain't my guy. I am your guy, my guy.
Earl said woman.
Why would I tell you something that's gonna hurt you?
He said Trump is fucking women over too. Trump fucks everybody. Trump is a white nationalist. It's all about white men. He said LAPD with nightsticks at the ready to glide gracefully upside some heads. Hey, the Marines are there too, right? I thought it was 700 Marines deployed to Los Angeles. I still would like to know with the nature of black and brown relationships in Los Angeles, Shabaka. I'd like to know where black people stand on this. Are the black people laying low? Like, are they kicked back? Like, yo, this ain't us. That's why I asked that question earlier. I'm gonna have to hit the homeboy Zeladon, who's from South Central Los Angeles, and even though he rocked with black people wholeheartedly, he is Nicaraguan. So I'm gonna have to call him and see how he feels or what he's getting from the home front. Kerry Walker said, my granny always told me you are what you eat, so I wasn't into calling my husband names because that was a reflection of me. Yeah, it's funny when somebody, punk ass bitch and this hoe, and then he ain't shit, but you got a whole kid with him. So what did that say about you? I'm a horrible judge of character, right? He said, look out for the roof. I can't see that emoji. I don't know what that is. Is that a rat? Look out for the roof. Said, who said pussy costs more than dick? I don't know. I don't think anybody had even approached that topic tonight. I don't know. Sometimes y'all got was that a topic of discussion? I don't know. What's the market value, right? So Frito-Lay hot flaming chips are making people crazy. Well, yeah, crazy RFK Jr. got a whole bunch of dyes and chemicals that he's, regulating. So Ernest Walker said they worried about choosing baby's eye color. Black people be trying to figure out how they finna afford that little nigga. Oh, man. Ace Cooley said they basically trying to preserve white life. Okay. And Shabaka says whores hate men. Man, crazy. I love my Outlaw family. He says our people are laying low as they should in Cali. Okay. Kerry Walker Jones is laughing. Man, it is 10 o'clock, y'all. That fast. I still have some more stuff to talk about because I wanted to talk about 50 Cent baby mama. We've seen over the years that 50 Cent had all this hate for Diddy, and then we find out that his baby's mother was participating in the freak offs with Diddy, and she said she loved it. And Diddy gave her 10 G's.
Everybody want freaking with Diddy, though.
Well, I'm just saying 50 Cent. 50 Cent is this ultimate troll who has had something to say. I mean, he basically laughed when Irv Gotti died, and he's been notorious.
That's been 50 bit. They been knew about that. He spoke on that a long time ago.
I didn't know.
I think he trolled her about that shit. Like, damn, you a hooker now? You a call girl now? Okay. Some shit like that. Remember that shit? So he trolled her about that shit a long time. He been knew that.
I didn't know. I was like, what?
That turned another man on to put his meat in another man woman's mouth. That's sad.
I don't know. We'll get into it more because we need to talk about Diddy. We'll be back Wednesday. We'll get into it more on Wednesday. And my boy Lord Jamar is back on Vlad TV, and there's a big discussion about that. So we're gonna get into all of that. Kamar, you got anything coming up between now and Wednesday?
No, I don't. Shout out to everybody that came out to the pardon expungement Saturday. It was another good turnout. So, again, if y'all know some felons out there that want to get their felons turned around, and again, since he been working with us, I done saw some action. I done saw some brothers get their shit, expunged and shit. So it really works, You just got to put the work in and come holler at the brother and see what it is you may have to do if you can do it.
That's what's up, man. We'll be back Wednesday. Y'all keep your heads on a swivel. Pay attention to the right shit, man. Be the change you want to see. Peace and love, man. I'll see y'all Wednesday, man.
All right, love, bro.
Yes, sir. Thanks for tuning in. Mark Carter.